Hey everyone. It's going to be a little bit of a different video in terms of content creation goes. So I'd like to make an announcement regarding that. I've decided to take a detour in my approach to content creation. As some of you know, I started streaming on Twitch over a year ago. Response for some of my real life friends, I say that because like, whatever, if you haven't met someone you consider a friend, they're still your friend in this day and age, especially when everything's on lockdown. Um, some fellow streamers and some amazing people I never would have met has been overwhelmingly positive. I have yet to even commit to a schedule yet. And some of you have been extremely generous with your time, your donations, your support, and just by hanging out. Some of you may or may not be aware that I'm currently awaiting to overgo tests to diagnose the ringing in my ear that's been going on since March of 2020, and these vertigo attacks that I've been experiencing since April of 2020. At first, I thought it was a stroke. I thought I had a tumor. I thought it was this and that. I thought it was related to previous medical conditions, and it might not even be related to any of what I thought it was. And it's definitely not benign. The doctors have assured me. However, I am waiting to see a specialist, and waiting to see a specialist under COVID restrictions is just going to take more time. And but the thing is, it's actually helped me reevaluate my approach to life and my habits. Honestly, when I was told that I might have to live with this ringing in my ear and this vertigo for the rest of my life, I hit a state where I didn't see a reason to live for a bit. Something inside me slapped me in the face and snapped me out of it and helped me realize that in order to get better, no matter what your condition is, struggle, or your problem is, it's still a possibility. And getting better is still a possibility. Learning to meditate while I was in Ottawa over 10 years ago has given me the tools to cope with this, and helped me realize that, breath work and meditation have been absent in my life for the last few years, and that I need to start practicing again. The reason I'm getting into this has nothing to do with content creation, but I want you guys to be aware of what's happening in my life, and why I am not, being there when my schedule says I'm going to be there, and why you guys are paying for a subscription, whether it's through your Amazon Prime or the $5.99 a month that you're paying to support me. That should give you some content, and lately it hasn't been, because I can't commit to a schedule, and I'm still figuring out what triggers my attacks and how to manage them. So basically, I'm waiting to see a specialist, but the doctors that I've been working with have been like extremely good at helping me alleviate some of my symptoms while I'm waiting. And the practices I do daily are helping me lately, but I still have 3 or 4 bad days a week sometimes, or even 5. And working on a schedule has been extremely, extremely hard. Thank God for government assistance. Currently, I'm having that due to COVID. But even if COVID wasn't a thing, I don't think I'd be in a state to be able to work on a schedule right now. So with that said, what does my condition, scheduling, and video game and content creation have to do with anything? Well, one thing I realize is that, I still love doing it when I feel good. So I've decided, okay, well, what can I do that's not on a schedule, but that has a deadline approach? Well, YouTube videos and or podcast. If you're made it this far in this video, or if you know me already, you know that I like to talk, and I like to talk about what I know, and I know a lot about video games. I've been gaming for 30 years. It's a passion of mine, and the fact that you can make a living out of it now it's a no-brainer for me to pursue that. But it doesn't mean that I have to do it on Twitch on a live basis all the time, and that's my only avenue. If I've learned one thing about streaming, is that creating content and being creative Doesn't have to be just a one-way alley. There are multiple ways. So there are still ways to keep in touch with me. I'm still going to be updating my Discord. I have no idea what I'm doing in terms of like getting my podcast out there and who to get for guests. I have ideas and I have a bit of a plan, but I still have no idea what I'm doing as far as getting it out there. So I'm still working on that, but I am working on it. And I want to reassure you guys that I'm going to do this for the rest of my life as far as video game content creation goes. And, 35 isn't super young, but it's also not old. And I'm going to be kicking for a while. So I'm going to do this for a long time. In the early stages, I'm hitting road bumps and growth discomfort that I wasn't expecting. But it's not going to stop me. It's just going to change my lanes. And one thing that I've realized is, through all this discomfort, is that life will give you discomfort. And it's up to you whether you realize or whether you treat that discomfort as growth or suffering. Because if you treat it as suffering, you're right. You're going to be in a constant state of suffering. If you treat it as growth, you're right too. Because you're not always going to be in that state. And you have to overcome the discomfort that you currently are in and realize that you're beyond the discomfort and don't identify with it. Well, that's about it for me, guys. I appreciate everyone who stuck around and who listened to me so far. I still want to make content creation that focuses on mental health, improving who you are, making you laugh, and video games. So I'm going to be making announcements on Discords and my social media accounts, especially Instagram and Twitter. I don't really use Facebook anymore. If you're seeing this over Facebook, it's probably one of my last posts. So if you want to keep in touch with me, my account's going to be deleted very soon. So have a look at my Discord, which the link will be posted in this video, or give me a follow on Instagram or Twitter. Okay, guys, appreciate you guys for sticking around, and stay tuned for the announcements. And I hope you have a very pleasant holiday. Stay safe, everyone.